If you're in your late 30s or 40s and your moods have been swinging like a pendulum, or your cycle is suddenly all over the place, you might be in perimenopause, even if your doctor tells you that you're too young. Today, I'm breaking down what perimenopause actually is, when it starts, and how to tell if you're in it, so you can stop feeling confused and start feeling empowered. Hey, I'm Christy Carlson, a nutritional therapy practitioner who helps women in their late 30s and 40s navigate perimenopause with real food, root cause strategies, and zero shame. If you're ready for straight answers and simple ways to support your body, hit like and subscribe, because this channel is all about helping you feel like you again. Let's start with one of the questions I get the most when it comes to perimenopause. When does this all begin? Here's the kicker. Perimenopause often starts way earlier than we think, or that we're told. Most people believe it begins in your late 40s, with the average age of menopause being in the early 50s. But the truth? It can happen as early as your late 30s. And most of these early signs can be sneaky. You might not even realize they're connected to your hormones. Some of the earliest signs include PMS that feels stronger or different than before, or your period showing up earlier, later, heavier, lighter, or spotting before it begins. So a lot of different cycle changes going on. Waking up at 3 a.m. and not being able to fall back asleep. You got a monkey brain going on. Suddenly your to-do list or something that you forgot 3 weeks ago pops up into your brain. Speaking of the brain fog or trouble multitasking, feeling more anxious or irritable than usual, and energy changes even after a decent night of sleep. These are all just a few of many signs that perimenopause could be at play for you, and specifically that progesterone is declining, which often happens before estrogen levels start to drop, which is really more of that common conversation around menopause and less about progesterone actually being the first to start to decline. So if your doctor says, well, everything looks normal, or tells you that you're too young, you might still be in the early stages of perimenopause. So what exactly is perimenopause? Well, the word perimenopause means around menopause. It's the long lead up to menopause and the time when your hormones are shifting and your body is preparing to stop having periods. Menopause is defined as 12 months without a period, but perimenopause, that can last an average of 4 to 10 years. That's a pretty big range there, and that's even just an average. Even that can be different for some. Think of it like a dimmer switch, not an on-off switch. Hormones don't just stop one day, they gradually fade and fluctuate along the way. Now let's talk about what's actually happening inside your body. You are born with all the eggs you'll ever have. As you grow, ovulate, and age, your stash of eggs declines. Your ovaries also make important hormones like estrogen and progesterone in relation to ovulation and those eggs. As you get older and the number of eggs starts to decline, your ovaries don't respond as well to the signals from your brain telling them to release an egg every month. So ovulation becomes more irregular and hormone levels start to change. This is where the shift really begins. Here's why this matters. This is not just about fertility. Your body has hormone receptors almost everywhere, in tissues all over the body. Your brain, your gut, your heart, your skin, your bones. This means that it starts impacting overall systems within your body. So when your sex hormones start changing, those other parts of your body feel it too. Think of this like a ripple effect. When ovarian function begins to slow down, it's not just about your cycle. These shifts can impact your sleep, your mood, your metabolism, your digestion, how your brain works, just to name a few. That's why perimenopause affects more than just your period. It's a full body effect. Think of it almost like a reverse puberty. It's confusing, it's messy, and most of all, we're never taught enough about it. But just like puberty, it has a beginning and an end, and so does perimenopause. And understanding what's happening helps you move through it with a lot more confidence and care for your body. So why does all this feel so confusing and like news to us? Well, first of all, no one talks about it. We learn a little bit about puberty if we're lucky. We know that menopause means we won't have a period, but perimenopause, total mystery. And second is that perimenopause is very slow and sneaky. It can start with small symptoms that seem unrelated, and if left unsupported, those small changes can lead to bigger shifts in your overall health over time and make you not feel that great. And finally, your labs might look normal even when you do not feel normal. That's because hormone levels shift day to day, month to month, and many doctors aren't trained to look for perimenopause and may brush it off as stress or aging. But let me be clear, You are not imagining this. If you feel off, your body is trying to tell you something. So why does it matter to even know the details about this? Well, it's because knowing what's happening in your body is super powerful. When you understand what menopause is, you can stop blaming yourself, you can start making choices that support your energy, mood, and metabolism, better knowing what's going on, and you can ask the right questions at your doctor's office. Best of all, you can stop feeling like your body is failing. It's changing. There are things that are going on right now. You deserve support, you deserve options, and you deserve to feel empowered in this phase of life. So what can you do if you think you're in the early stages of perimenopause? Let's start by keeping it simple. I'm going to give you 3 starting points to work on. Number 1, track your cycle and symptoms. Even if your period is regular or irregular, tracking helps you spot patterns to help you understand if this could be perimenopause related or something else. And if you want to go deeper, try tracking your basal body temperature first thing in the morning. This may have been something that you did back in the fertility days when you were trying to have kids and tracking your fertility, but this is also really helpful when we are looking at trying to understand if perimenopause is at play. A sustained temperature jump of around 0.5 to 1 degree Fahrenheit for at least 3 days can signal a rise in progesterone and show that you ovulated. Why that's important is because ovulation, or lack thereof, is what is starting to give us a lot of these symptoms in perimenopause and disrupt those other systems. So understanding whether or not you ovulated and how often that's happening is really helpful for you and helpful for your practitioner in having a productive conversation. So when you're tracking your cycle, note when your period starts, that is day 1 of your cycle, if you ovulated and when, based on your basal body temperature, and any symptoms that show up along the way. You may find that you're actually getting a headache always about 5 days before your period starts, or you find yourself much more irritable around ovulation. Some of those can be really helpful, not just as a productive conversation when you're talking with a practitioner, but also to better help you understand how to support your body and what to anticipate when that is coming up. Number 2 is stabilize your blood sugar. Protein-rich, well-balanced meals, especially at breakfast, can help you avoid energy crashes and mood swings. Blood sugar is such a key foundation for hormonal health and can make things feel much worse with extra stress and inflammation on your body if your blood sugar is all over the place. I'll link to another video in the description where I'll walk you through what a hormone-friendly plate looks like in a very easy, simple way to help get you started. And lastly, prioritize sleep. This one's huge. Poor sleep in perimenopause doesn't just make you tired, it messes with your blood sugar, inflammation, and hormone balance, among many other impacts across the body. Generally speaking, I recommend aiming for at least 7 hours of quality sleep a night, not just your time in bed. And if you know that you need more than 7 hours of sleep, then you do you. This is just a place to start. And if you're waking up a lot at night, that counts as less. That doesn't count towards those 7 hours. Now, if you're saying, but wait, Christy, I'm trying to sleep, but I can't. I have a video on sleep tips that I'll link below in the description. I got you, girl. And remember, give yourself grace in this phase of life. You are not broken. Your body is just changing and it's asking for support. If this video helped you get a better understanding of what's going on under the hood in your body, go ahead and like and subscribe and share it with a friend who might be wondering if what she's feeling is normal. And let me know in the comments, what questions do you have about perimenopause? I'd love to make more videos that help you navigate this time. You've got this, my friend, and I'm here to walk you every step of the way.